What's up, guys? Joe Steele. Thank you for joining me on the Steel Mindset. Now, you guys know how much I always tout about off grid. What I always tout about off grid is their versatility in kind of giving something, a little bit of something for everybody. Now, you have your folders, your fixed blades, you have your camp knives, you have your self defense knives, you have a lot of stuff that they offer, but they also offer chef knives to keep in mind the people who do food prep or do camp prep. They have a lot of cleaver type of blades, and they have knives that are strictly catered to people, to chefs, and to people who work in the kitchens doing food prep. You know, I reviewed the cleaver V3. This is version 3 of the cleaver. This thing does such a great job in having like a little pocket type of solution for food prep. It's got the same steel as the chef knives with the Sandvik 14 C28N, which I'm a really big fan of that steel. Edge retention, everything is great about that steel. But this thing's such a great job, just basically getting out of the pocket, doing quick food prep, and also being a good camp knife and a good wood bushcrafting knife, believe it or not. Cleaver style blade is really good for that. And then you saw my review on the Hoglet. The Hoglet is kind of everything the cleaver is, but in a fixed blade version, a little bit more of a stoutier blade and a little bit more handle, and just basically doing a little bit more as a fixed blade in terms of food prep. Just something, a little quick thing out of your pocket. This is great for chopping up garlic, and also an excellent camp knife, a camp food prep knife, and a camp wood processing knife. So it's good that they cover all bases with these smaller knives. And this is just a kind of a great little, just kind of stick in your pocket, EDC, everyday fixed blade, kind of stick it right into your pocket. And it's always kind of ready to go. I really like this blade as well. Now, I've been hesitant about getting these chef knives reviews done. I've been holding them for a little while because I really wanted to get these knives in the hands of someone who really does food prep professionally, or at least is a lot better than I am at it. Now, I can cook. I can take care of my own, but I'm not really that professional food prepper. I mean, I'll cut shit up and just get things in a pot and get things going, cut up the meat. I can do all that stuff, but I want to get it into the hands of people who work with chef knives on a normal basis and being able to basically give you their opinion as far as how these knives are and the budget price that they come in, which is awesome about these knives. This is the Grizzly. I think it's the version 2 of the Grizzly knife. Grizzly comes in around $79, guys. If this ends up being a really good chef knife, which I cut with it already, it's excellent. I really enjoyed it. But if this ends up being a good chef knife to somebody who does a lot of food prep for under $100, that's a great freaking deal. And you know how much chef knives can be. I'm not saying this is like equivalent to like a $3,000 Japanese styled chef knife. I mean, let's be honest. But at $100, if you're a casual chef, or if you're somebody who just basically likes to have a good knife to do food prep, or if you're a barbecue master in the summer and you want to have a cool Kydex sheath and have an awesomely cool freaking knife at your side while you're doing barbecue and be the barbecue master of the neighborhood and be able to have this in your side and pull it out when you need it to cut up some steak after you cook it, this is definitely a knife for you. Sharp as hell. It's an awesome freaking knife. It's very clean and simple, guys. It's a Sandvik steel, which again is a very corrosion-resistant steel. The Sandvik 14C28N. It's a reverse tanto, gray wash finish, which you finish on these on off-grid. You know they do some of the best in the industry. I tout it all the time. The handle length is a very easy and accessible to large hands, 4.3 inch handle. I'm going by their measurements here now, but it's definitely a pretty nice sizable handle for even large hands, and that's just something that off-grid gives you on all their knives. And there's no surprise that they're going to give you a really nice, comfortable handle on their chef knives as well. Kydex sheet that comes in 3 trims. This one is Coyote Tan, Blackout, and I believe the Stonewash. It's got a 60 HRC, a 2.9 inch blade thickness, which is perfect for basically being able to take a nice grip on this to be able to do some really tight work and doing some chopping, which you can see what I did with the my Pecorino Murano block of cheese there. And it's a 6.1 inch, a little bit more than 6.1 inch blade length, which is perfect. The weight is about 12.9 ounces with the sheath, and without the sheath, which is really important, is 11.1 ounces. So it's not very heavy knife. It's something that can it's maybe a little heavier than normal than some the really expensive chef knives, but it's nearly not that heavy where it's hard to manipulate. I was able to cut with it with no problem because I did cut with this Grizzly knife, and you can see I cut with the Pecorino Romano block of cheese. I have to cut up that cheese because I like, to cut up cubes of cheese so you have cheese at hand whenever you have your meal, but also cut it in slices sometimes to make up like grated cheese and things like that. But yeah, this is my perfect knife now I designated this as my perfect knife to cut up the cheese. Now you can see how I was able to get a really comfortable grip. It's a very slicey knife, guys. You can see how sharp it is from the B-roll, how sharp these things come out of the box. These are some of the sharpest, sliciest knives that Off Grid has, and they need to be, because they're chef knives, they're food knives. You need a very, very sharp knife for safety reasons and just to be able to get the work done if you're doing food prep. And these are definitely very extremely slicey knives. The geometric and the thinness behind the edge makes this for just a perfectly well-suited food knife. So very, very sharp out of the box, both of them. Very good job, quick job in kind of making up the cubes. You can see how I was able to get that grip there to be able to have more control over the edge and be able to do the cutting with no problem. So I'm so glad this came along, because I was always struggling to cut through those blocks of cheese. This has the surface area, the width, and the handle and the type of grip that you can hold it, where you're able to kind of do a job like that, like making up cubes of cheese, which I do probably like once every 2 weeks or more. And this was the perfect knife for it. But I can imagine that this knife is going to be excellent for chopping up celery, chopping up vegetables, chopping up ribs and meat and things like that. It's a very strong knife, thin behind the edge, but it's definitely solid and a strong, strong construction. So I think it's going to be pretty pleasurable for somebody who wants a good chef knife for under $100. If you do casual food prep or professional food prep, we'll just see how that works out. I think these knives are fantastic to work with. I was very happy with whatever I worked with so far. Sierra Chef Knife also comes in at under $100, around $79. This is a nice blade. This is a nice, basically, overall food prep type of knife. I love the shape. I love just basically how the handle is and the offset blade that you can basically do the chopping and do your normal your food prep type of thing with comfort. Very comfortable handle. Again, a very comfortable handle like they give you on all their knives. No surprise on the chef knives. Coyote trim, blackout, and also stonewash is available. It's about a 6-inch blade length like the other, 1.8 inch on the blade width. Blade thickness on both of them is about 3 millimeters. So you can see they're ultra thin behind the edge. So you know these are going to be very, very good slicers. Blade hardness on this one comes in around 61. Again, same Sandvik 14C28N. Big fan of it. It's a drop point. Gray wash finish, excellent finish on all their knives. You never have a problem with the scratching or coming apart. The plain Jane edge, no nonsense, 5-inch handle length. It's a little bit longer than the Grizzly G10 handle, and you got the Kydex sheath that comes with it. Where it's convenient to basically, if you're a chef, you could put this on your apron and just wrap it right around your apron because you got the Velcro. It's perfect, and just have it at your side at all time. Your knife whenever you need it. And I think a lot of chefs, have contacted Off Grid and told them how much they love having the Kydex sheet to be able to have the knife at their side, on the apron, wrapped around the apron with no problem. So it's not like you have to have a belt loop or something like that. It's an easy, accessible thing that a chef can attach to them at any point. But I am going to come out with some more videos on these knives from Off Grid. And I think they're going to be excellent in a person that does better food prep than I do. I have a feeling that they're going to love them. But we'll see how it works out. But more videos to come on the Sierra Chef Knife and on the Grizzly Chef Knife. I think it's version 2. Excellent knives so far. I enjoyed using them. And Off Grid always impresses me, the fact that they're always thinking about everybody. So now they're thinking about basically people who do food prep, and they got some knives for you, small to big. You can see that there's a nice range of products that they offer in terms of thinking about the people who need knives for, food prep, which is, we use them every day. So take a look at these guys. I think you're going to love them. Under $100. How can you go wrong, man, for a chef knife? Awesome. Guys, Joe Steele to the next sword or knife video. I appreciate it. Happy Off Grid Thursday, and I'll see you when I see you in the next video. Ciao.